Hi guys, what's going on? Miller here. Um, just thought I'd give you a quick update on some more of my Wars of the Roses stuff. So these are some archers that are to accompany the Billman for Warwick. Again, doing my 12-man squad with a commander, and I've done a bit of kit bashing again with that. So taking an arm from both the arms are from the Men at Arms pack, and I thought I'd put his arm up in the air as if to suggest that he's shouting fire or something like that. And yeah, I've enjoyed painting these again. Finally got round to doing some more painting. I've been itching to do some more Wars of the Roses since I've been doing a lot for the War Gamers Anonymous lately. But yeah, I managed to string the bows on these again. Again, quite easy to do. I think it just adds that little bit more to them. One thing I did notice with these archers though, they all seem to be firing to the front, like directly in front of them. So whether or not they're supposed to, or they saw a lot more combat fighting directly in front of them, as opposed to where you see the figures for the 100 Years' War that seem to mostly be pointing up, as if they're shooting up and then it falls down, whereas these seem to be shooting straight at the enemy. So whether or not they waited till they came a little bit closer, or it was meant to be represented with these, I'm not too sure. But yeah, again, so these are Warwick, so I can use them for either Lancastrian or Yorkists. But obviously I'm going to use them for Yorkists, but it just gives you that bit more variety of play. But yeah, so I've got something else to show you, so bear with me. Okay, so here is my breechload cannon. This has been done in Edward IV livery. It's sort of like it's got 3 men in Edward's livery and 1 commander in Burgundian uniform. So obviously the Burgundians lent Edward the cannons, or some of them. At least he's lent them this one. So he would have known how to use one of these, whereas the men under Edward probably wouldn't have had the experience. So he's in command and instructing them on how to do it. And yeah, I enjoyed making it. The only thing I would do different is the base. I think it's a bit too big for it. I should have done a smaller base, but I only had this size base available. That's my only gripe. I tell you what, this is proper difficult to put together because the bit on the back here was in 2 separate halves, as well as the gun itself and obviously the wheels. But it was so fiddly to put together because obviously the way they've been in a box, these metal bars here are all bent up and whatnot, so trying to straighten them out and work out where they connect to on the actual gun. But yeah, and now just looking at it, I can see I've missed a bit of paint just on the underside of that, which is now annoying. Well. But yeah, again, fun to paint, fun to do, and yeah, I've got some more Burgundians that I'm going to be doing as well, some pikemen and some crossbows. I'm going to be doing the crossbows for Wargamers Anonymous because it looks like skirmishers are winning, so I'll make sure I try and save some of them to do for that. But yeah, just got one more thing also I'm going to show you. Okay, so the next thing I just wanted to show you was this. Picked up this from Giant Miniatures. Mind you, I got it off of the Wargames Illustrated website, because you get the 50% off if you're a Prime member. But yeah, I'm not too sure who I'm going to paint this as, because obviously it does say you can paint it as anyone, and Lord Callan is obviously a made-up figure. But what does it say? To celebrate the release of War of the Roses rules, never mind the billhooks, Lord Callan is a must-have figure for all War of the Roses enthusiasts, oozing energy and marital prowess. Oh, I can't read. I'm dyslexic. I'm sorry. Just like the author of Nevermind the Billhooks, of whom the figure is perhaps an ancestor, Lord Callan is modelled as a heavily armoured billhook with a heavily armoured billhook. He says that, but it looks more like a hammer. Not what I'd consider a billhook, like more of a war axe. Wielding English knight of the mid-15th century. He will fight for the House of Lancaster or York and will assured lead any tabletop army to victory. Not ordinary weapon choice for a knight, but Lord Callan is far from ordinary. And again, I didn't know these were limited edition, I think, or there's only 500. I may do another cast. Not too sure. But yeah, they've got some pretty nice figures on the giant miniatures. I quite like, I think it's Philip, one of the Philips. Philip is a knight on a horse, or a king on a horse. It looks pretty cool. If it wasn't for the fact he was a bit earlier than this, I'd probably pick him up. And also it's got Balian from Kingdom of Heaven. He looks quite cool, but again, a bit too early. But yeah, so obviously these have come, and also with this month's, or September's month, this also came. I've been looking forward to this, because when I first started Wars of the Roses, I had been looking for a skirmish game, and a few people had suggested things, but none of us really seemed to think any of them would really work. So things like Lions Rampant and stuff, they work, but they might hit a wall when it came to using things like powder, like cannons or whatnot. But yeah, it looked quite cool. So it seems to be quite common now, I've noticed, because I've never really known it before, but I've seen now most of it's all on activation cards. Same as Infamy, I think, on activation cards, and I think I don't know if Sharp's Practice and Muskets and Tomahawks are all on activation cards. So obviously you've got all these cards on the back, and then each of your commanders, so like in Hell Caesar you'd have a general and then some commanders that would lead each brigade. You'd have the same on this, but I think they're called wards in this. You'd have your commander's name on each of these, and obviously for the Lancastrians as well, and then put them all in the deck, draw them out, and then when you pick, say it would be Edward, all of the men under Edward would go, and then you'd pick them, so his ward would go, and then next card, so forth. I think it goes like that until the last card, and then that's it. So whoever's the last card doesn't actually get to go. But I've only had a little look through it. But some of the bonus cards are quite cool. Like, what we got? Like Ambush. You have an extra band of skirmishers hidden in the unoccupied building, wood, or other patch of bad going anywhere on the battlefield. Okay. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. But yeah, so also you have arrows are limited. So you can't just go 7 turns firing every turn, because your archers run out of arrows. So there's a bonus card here. When one of your archers' companies is shot off its initial allocation of 6 rounds, they can get an extra 2 rounds of shooting. And obviously these special event cards, I think you might draw one maybe at the start of each game, and then you play them when you like. Like I said, I've only had a brief flick through, but some of the pictures are amazing. Obviously some of the figures that are in it. Quite simplified rules, really. And it's quite cool. So yeah, I'll have to give these a spin at some point. See how they go. But yeah, so that's it for now, guys. I'll try and come up with a thing for the Wargamers Anonymous when obviously next month starts, because unless a couple of other people are suddenly going to join in and select artillery, well, if they do, I'm a bit late now, or a bit keen. I think it's going to be skirmishers. I've got some more archers that I'm going to do for Edward IV when I get round to it. I've also bought a load of new stuff off eBay, some more archers and some more billmen. I keep trying to find stuff that's partially painted that you can just kind of sneakily finish, where someone might have done a fairly good job. I mean, like I said, I'm no brilliant painter, but if I can find someone who's half painted one, or excuse me, or has done a bit of a crude paint job that I can fix, then that, in a way, you know, it's half painted for me, and I can get things on the table quicker. But if I bet, you know, when you see something, you bid for it, either gets a bit too high, or you just lose the bid. So yeah, but I managed to get something. But yeah, Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I'll catch you all later.